Welcome back to Wash Talk, everyone, the Car Wash podcast. I'm your host, Rich DiPaolo, and joining me today, we have Krishna, Vice President of Car Wash for Way. Thanks for taking some time for carwash.com today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Rich. Very, very happy to be here.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm happy to catch up with you as well. I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about your company, Way, here today, and how you folks are helping operators, car wash operators out there in the market. So for listeners who might not be familiar with Way yet, what problem are you solving for car wash operators today?
Yeah. Let me just give a quick background on the company, and then put that as part of the car wash, how we're helping car wash operators run the business better. So Way has been around since 2015 as a company. So we are a little over than 10 years old as a company. We are focused on everything around the car. So, car is a second largest asset purchase for any person in the U.S. after buying a house. But the way people buy services for their car is very fragmented today. You have to go to different things. Pricing is not transparent. Many different issues that are there if you want to take care of your car. So what we're doing is we're building the first what we call super app, auto super app for everything around the car. We have been very lucky that we have a lot of customers who love us. So we have 10 million plus consumers so far who use the platform, and we have over 12 million cars on the platform actually. So very, very loved by the customers who use us over the last 10 years, and we are growing significantly every single month as a company. Um, the reason why we decided to launch the car wash vertical for the company is because we asked our customers, what would you like us to do next? And they said, hey, I go to my local car wash. I would love to use Way as part of the local car wash, which is why we launched it. We talk to our customers, and what customers want us to do, we will do, as long as it has to do anything around the car. So we launched the car wash business over now 4 years ago. The first thing we do is we increase car count for the car wash operators that we work with, right? Because we have the benefit of having so many customers on the platform, we can bring new customers, new members to the car washes that we partner with. And also, we are now beginning to help car wash owners increase retention, decrease churn, which is a huge problem in the memberships, specifically the memberships. And I know we'll talk more about how we do that as we go along. But high level, that's what we are doing, and how we're helping the car wash operators across the country.
Yeah, I was on the website actually the other day, just clicking around on the B2C side, and I
Yeah.
noticed my local car wash. I noticed some incentives and rewards that you
Yep.
all offer with some of these vertical
Yep.
services. So maybe
Yep.
we'll touch base on some of those later on in the interview. But when you look at the car wash industry, are there specific kinds of car washes that you're working with today?
The way we have built our platform, I like to say, is a car wash type agnostic. So our product, the way we have built the product is we'll customize the product based on the type of car washes you have. So, obviously in bay locations, for example, don't have attendants. Right. So for example, we have built a few of the features that do not require a attendant to start the wash whatsoever. There's a QR code, or there's a button that you push in the app, and that automatically starts the car wash. No manual loading. No need to have somebody in there, right, to use us. But we have built technology specifically for the in-bay car washes. For tunnel washes, we have done the same. For express washes, we have done the same. For self-serve washes, we have done the same as well. So we work with all different types of car washes, and we have customized a few things, so we can work with all types of car washes. We have taken a lot of time, effort, investment to make sure that the stuff we are building works for all types of car washes across the country. One of the biggest thing is I think like even a few years ago when a lot of people were not running memberships, we had to basically talk to them how membership is super important, right? And I think that convincing mostly is now done. You don't have to, I think, convince the operators anymore that membership is important. But I do now see a change. Not well, I do see now an issue where the industry overall is struggling to retain members, right? So that problem is coming. So although you may sign up 2,000 people, 3,000 people, 4,000 people as members, making sure that they remain in the platform, they're not deactivating, they're not canceling, is now becoming an issue. And so you're right. I mean, it's as things are changing, there's new problems are coming up. But one of the things we have done is try to solve problems even before they become a big problem for the car wash operators, right? So even before they realize the problem, like we have a solution, yeah, for that, as a true partner. So yes, yeah.
Being proactive instead of reactive, it
Yeah.
sounds like. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So, right, what are you announcing today as a new offering to the car wash industry?
Yeah, I am. I'm very, very excited. About this. We have been working on this now for over 4 years, and we as a company are in a very unique position to do this. But I'm excited to announce our B2B offering for car wash operators. So essentially, what we will do is we will help them increase their retention. Typically, what it is today is they lose about 7% of the members on a monthly basis. That's the industry sort of an average. So if you do the math, in 10 months, they have lost over 70% of the members, that they signed up, right? Which is a big, big number. And talking to owners across the country, like they put a lot of heart and soul into the business, as better than I do. A lot of the owners, they're working from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, right? They are burning the midnight oil, like, in making sure that their business is performing at an optimal level. But there's factors in consumer behavior which leads to the high churn rate. So what we have been able to do is cut that churn by over half. So we will increase your retention from what it stands today. It's about at 20%, but we'll increase retention to over 50 to 70%. And how do we do that, right? So we do that because for the first time, we are bundling different benefits we have with the car wash memberships. So, for example, Rich's Car Wash, right? You offer a membership. Today it's a car wash membership that you offer, but when we come in, you can offer your customers a free oil change with the membership, discounts on gas with the membership, free roadside assistance with the membership, just to name a few. 11 of these benefits, we bundle these 11 benefits with the car wash membership. So what we have seen is when customers want to go cancel, either that's winter month, they want to go cancel, or hey, I'm going out of town, I want to cancel, or for some other reason, they see that they're going to lose all these benefits. And we have been able to save over half of the customers who want to cancel, not cancel. They keep the memberships because the value add is so high now because of the bundle of membership, that they want to remain a member at the car wash operators, which means more money in your pocket, more revenue for you, which results in higher valuation for the car wash, which is super critical. And yeah, your membership numbers just keep going up and up and up because of this. So I'm excited to announce this today. We have been working with a few operators, across the country on this, and they have seen very, very healthy number growth. In fact, their retention, as I mentioned, has gone up from 20% to over 50 to 70%, just in the last few months that they've worked with us.
That's probably music to operators' ears. Definitely a pain point these days is member churn and trying to reduce that number. And you're saying over 50% retention just with this strategy.
Yeah.
It sounds great for operators for sure. And as I mentioned before, Ro, I was on the website. I believe I was on the B2C side. For the B2B side, is there a specific URL that operators can go to learn more?
Yeah. So specific URL that we have is way.com/carwash. Yeah, and yeah, I know we'll put that outside as well, but it's way.com/carwash. They can go and they can check out everything that we are doing and all the stuff that we are offering for the operators. Yes, that's the URL.
That is that's a great offer. It's a great announcement, and thanks for making it on Wash Talk for our listeners. And we'll certainly include that URL in the description of the episode here
Yeah.
to help operators find it. And that URL is as easy as way.com or carwash.com, Rose. So definitely memorable, and we'll be sure to include it. So as you've been working with operators in this industry, Ro, where do express tunnel operators lose the most margin, maybe without even realizing it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I talk to more and more owners, across the country, I think, a lot of people watch the daily active membership count number, right? Which is you should be tracking that metric. But I do feel that they just don't have enough tools and products to smartly understand what is the churn level. So if you're losing 5 members on a daily basis, but you're signing up 6, your active member counts keep going up, right? Because you've gained net 1 member, but you've lost 5 members, right? So you need to bring those members back. And the only tool today that the operators have in their tool bag is discounting, right? So you give out more discounts, to bring the members back, and it's a cycle, right? You give out more discounts, bring the members back, they churn again. You give out more discounts, you bring the member back, they churn again. So especially for the express owners, I think the churn of the members is super super critical to track and to improve, which directly has an impact on how much gross revenue you're going to make, how much net revenue you're going to make, and on the valuation of the business. Right. So that's where I see the optimization could be much better. But that's where we are here, right? We, for the first time, I would say they're not alone in this. We are there as true partners, coming in and helping them make that metric for the business much, much better. So they can feel like, hey, I want to improve my retention from 20% to 50%. Now I have Way who can help me do that. I don't have to do this by myself, right? I think that's a very important thing. Honestly, like personally, it gives me a lot of joy and happiness to be able to have a purpose like that, where owners who are left to figure everything out by themselves for the first time have a partner who they can trust, and who would invest with them to make the metric better, and we will track the metric on a day-to-day basis. We will give guidance and feedback on what to do. We will do stuff on their behalf so they can focus on what they want to focus on. Right. And they can basically get us to focus on improving retention and reducing churn. So it's yeah, so but that's one thing that they can definitely improve. But I'm happy to be I'm happy to build that product for them that they can trust, which will guide them to do that.
Yeah, it's an interesting industry. Obviously, as you know, Ro, it's an industry that's over 100 years old. Very different industry today than it was 100 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The industry's gotten really good at the customer experience and getting customers through the tunnels and bays and processing cars, and it's gotten even better at the turn of this century with all the technology pouring into the space. So, would you agree that it's harder today for a car wash operator to get customers to keep coming back to their location rather than, how fast they can get a customer through the tunnel. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, it's as customers have more and more choices, right? Across town or even in the same town, right? It's important for customers to know that why they should pick your location and your car wash. And obviously service quality is a top quality thing, is a top thing, right? So, you got to make sure that the car is coming out clean. Right, which I mean, every owner that I talk to, like, they want to make sure the car's coming out clean, right? I don't think any owner wants to have a dirty car. Like, they know that that's the bare minimum, right? But in addition to that, what you can offer as a business to the customer and how you engage with the customer on on a monthly basis or weekly basis is super super critical, right? If you look at a car wash, it's one of the it's one of the it's one of I call it a community business, right? I don't it's I car is a deeply personal thing for me. I want to make sure my car is taken care of, which is why I go to a car wash. In many ways, I go to a car wash and I'm like a bit down or sad. And then when I come out of the car wash, I'm like super happy, because I have a clean car, right? It looks nice, right? I feel good, right? Um, at the same time, like, I would love to get a text message. I would love to get stuff like, how did it go today? Thank you for visiting, right? You are a member. Here's a free oil change, for you, because thanks for being a member, right? You're a member. Here's discounts on gas. You can go to the closest gas station and get up to 50 cents off per gallon of gas discount. These things help me keep coming back to the car wash more and more and more, and pick a car wash over other car washes that just don't offer that. Because now as a customer, I'm feeling like, man, like, this is awesome. Like, I'm going to a car wash, my car wash that I go to, I love to go to that car wash, but I'm getting so many other benefits that's helping me maintain my car much better. So absolutely, it's one of the biggest focus should be to keep the members coming back, keep the customers coming back more and more and more. Um, but I think, like, the tools are missing today in the market. You don't have a holistic platform that can provide the tools, where the operators don't have to spend time working on it, and let us work on it, right? Let us help them do that and solve that problem so they can again go and focus on making sure the car is coming out clean, and other stuff is going well with the business. Let us worry about how to bring the customers, keep coming back to them, right? That's why we are here. So yeah.
Yeah, and as you mentioned at the beginning of the interview, customer demand. I mean, in back, on your background there, it says trusted by 10 million plus drivers, right?
Yeah.
It's if I am a consumer. I'm all, not only just a fantastic podcast host, but I'm also a consumer out there.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just last weekend, I went and I got my oil change. It was needed. So I'm already doing these things. Why not have some incentive or rewards, I guess, for doing them? We're obviously all washing our cars, getting oil change. We're already doing these things anyway. So what a brilliant thing to tie them all together, right, Rose?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how does software help operators simplify instead of slowing things down? And if you can, as a follow up, um, is this software solution? Is it obviously not all operators are the same. We have several operators that are operating, several hundred, locations, and then operators that are, just single location operators.
Yeah.
So, how do you provide a solution to all the operators out there in the industry?
We work with single location owners. We work with multi-location owners. One of the things I love to do are, owners who have 2 locations or 3 locations, but they want to open 6 more, 7 more, 8 more. They want to grow their business, right? So, they're like, Ro, if you help me increase revenue, for the 3 car washes I have, increase retention for the 3 car washes I have, when I go and ask for financing from my bank to open up the other 6, it'll be much easier for me to get financing done, right? In the next 6. That is like that. that is awesome to hear, right? Because like, they're growing their business, and we are building a product that helps them grow the business. Um, but yeah, but we are again agnostic of how many locations you have. Our technology uh, is a very holistically ties across all the locations. So if you have a multi-location operator and you want to take a look location by location, we can do that. If you want to look at how all the locations are performing together and have one sort of a dashboard to understand what's going on, we can do that, right? So yeah, the way we have built this is we work with everybody, and we work with all types of owners who either have a single location or a multi-location, trying to grow the location base, whatever the need. Yeah, we will do and help them out for sure.
So in that same vein, obviously no two car washes are the same. As I mentioned before, in-bay automatic, self-serve, maybe don't have an attendant on site. Tunnels, obviously, it is common for an attendant to be on site. So we talk about touch points at the car wash and customer touch points. How have you seen the experience of car wash attendants who first interact with customers? Are you seeing any areas of improvement needed at that
Oh yeah.
critical touch point?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a huge opportunity there that I believe we have as car wash owners to improve that experience. So if you're coming into a car wash, they should know Rich drives this car. Rich came in to the wash last week, and he got this wash last week. Let's tell Rich about the other wash package that we have, because Rich has a BMW, and BMW needs, for example, wheel cleaning, and the wash package that Rich got didn't have wheel cleaning, but the wash package I'm about to offer Rich will have wheel cleaning. So just understanding you as a customer, understanding what your car needs, and then recommending a higher level wash package, which directly cleans your car better, does a better job with the specific car you have. I'm just giving an example, but that's one of the ways that the attendants can really personalize how they talk to every single customer who come in. The other example I love to give is, for example, you've been coming to the car wash for the last 3 months, but you're not a member. Well, like you've been coming here for the last 3 months, did you know about our unlimited monthly membership, right? Oh, what is that? Tell me more about it, right? So you are a great person who is a potential member. Let's get you to be a member, right? But even before the attendant goes to talk to you, they should have this data in front of them, which will help them to talk to you in a way that helps them convert you to a member in a much better way than they did without, as a blank sort of a thing where they have no data on you, right? So just understanding you better, understanding your needs better, understanding your behavior as a customer better helps them upsell more, keep you as a customer for longer, keeps you coming back for more. I like to also give detailing example, where you got a detailing done 3 months ago, but now you don't have, so it's been 3 months, so maybe we can upsell you on detailing, right? Or other things that you need once every 3 months. So things like that could be much better for sure.
Yeah, and having that transparency into the entire customer base, for so many decades, maybe the managers and the owners, they knew who the regulars were, but the one-off customers, maybe they
Right.
didn't have complete so that's great. So,
Right.
if I'm an operator and I'm interested to learn more about my customer base and get that
Right.
transparency, how hard is it to set up the system to know exactly who's driving on your lot and what their preferences are, where the
Yeah.
opportunities are?
Yeah, this is a lovely question. Thank you for this question. And we have spent so much time figuring out that we have zero disruptions to your business when you want to launch with us, right? So integrating with your existing systems, making sure that we can go live in a couple hours, just in a few hours. We do that, and we have spent a lot of time, effort, money in making sure that we can go live with you in just a few hours and you have zero disruptions to your business whatsoever, right? Because we understand, like, you cannot close down the wash. Just not even in the realm of possibilities, right? You want to keep things going, and then magically, basically implement what we have to offer. So we have spent a lot of time in honing some of those tactics to make sure that you can implement us just within a few hours with zero disruption to your business. Yeah, so super.
Downtime is one of those dirty words in the car
Yeah.
industry. So trying to avoid that at all costs. But
Yes.
one of the fantastic words in car washing and something that's
Yeah.
been huge for the market has been membership, right, Rose? So as you've been working with car wash operators, what stands out? What separates a strong membership program from maybe a weak one?
Yeah. Uh, the strongest membership programs are the ones, like I had mentioned, that have uh churn of less than 30%, right? So you have a retention of anywhere from 50 to 70% after the first year, right? So if you signed up 100 members in the first month of you being in business, or you starting a membership program, in month 12, you would only lose about, 20, right? Well, unfortunately, what's happening today is you're losing over 80 at the end of the year, which is a huge problem, right? It's a huge problem, right? The other thing that really, I think, differentiates a very strong membership program is to make sure that you have enough unlimited monthly members to justify running that business, right? So I would say, for express tunnel, it is super critical to have anywhere from 3 to 4 thousand members and growing, right? Um, it, by offering them the added benefits that I spoke about, and then reducing the churn, so customers just don't cancel and just keep coming back for more and more. Uh, but but yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things in membership today is the churn rate needs to be really looked at, and just giving people tools to reduce that churn differentiates really strong membership program over a weak one that's just not making you enough money. Yeah.
Yeah, this membership kind of caught on in this market row.
Yeah.
Unlimited wash became the marketing slogan. But how should operators think about loyalty just beyond unlimited wash?
Yeah, that's again, it's a great question. So, when I think about, when we took a step back and spoke to operators, and we really asked them, what tools do you have today to increase loyalty from your customers? They gave us very limited set of options, and the only big option is discounts, right? Discounts is like is a way to, you know, bring the customer back, right? Give them more discounts. But that's not that's not good enough. That's just not good enough. Um, you have to offer customers more bang for their buck, essentially. So it increases loyalty for your specific location. So they keep coming back to the specific location and don't switch away to a different location. And uh, one of the biggest ways we can do that is, like I had said, bundling the different benefits we have, which now has directly resulted in the people we work with to increase customer loyalty, increase demand, increase car count, and we are seeing more 5-star ratings from customers because they love the service, they love what the benefits have to offer. We are seeing much better NPS scores for the car washes that we work with, right? um from the customers that we survey, right? So you have happier customers, you have customers who keep coming back more and more, and then obviously as a result they're more loyal.
Do you notice operators overlooking any opportunities because they're quote unquote outside of the wash lane? Like, are there other areas that operators should focus on?
Yeah, I absolutely. So, the I think, um, I think most of the operators that I talk to, they are busy running the business, right? They're not looking at the data on a daily basis. They're looking at the data on a monthly basis to see what way they can do to optimize. So outside of outside of the operations for the car wash. And this is again, this is where we come in, and this is where we will help them. Some operators may have a marketing person that they have in charge of, but even that person needs tools to market to the customers better, right? But this is where we come in, and this is where we help them optimize offers and optimize different aspects of the business to the specific customer that's coming in. But that is an area that definitely operators should spend more time on. But it's like a catch-22. Like, you only have some limited hours in a day. What can you do to optimize the other part of the business of increasing retention, reducing churn, increasing car count? But again, that's where we come in. And we are a very, I would say, like a hands-off, not we are very hands-on, but the operators don't have to be hands-on with us. They can focus on what they want to focus on, and we will focus on increasing the retention, decreasing churn, and improving the car count, improving net revenue. So that's where we come in, and I think definitely that's an area that they should be spending more time on.
So for the better part of the past decade, Ro,
Yeah.
the attention has seemed to be on how tunnel operators can introduce membership and grow member base and kind of loyalty and everything else. And it kind of seemed that in-bay automatic and self-serve formats were kind of being overlooked in this membership play. 2025 last year, I started to see a momentum build towards bringing in-bay automatic and self-serve locations with the membership play a little bit more for sure. So how can this improve the economics and the customer experience for in-bay automatic and self-serve locations? Is speeding up the payment experience considered valuable in these formats? And then finally, as a follow-up, what kind of ongoing communication should these operators have if they're running these type of formats specifically?
Absolutely. That's a great question. I would love to take an example of in-bay automatic, for example, right? So, right now the experience for most in-bay owners is, customer comes in, they put the window down, they choose the wash package on the screen, they pull out the credit card, they either swipe the credit card or tap the card. A lot of the in-bay automatic locations, you have to go inside the C store to get a code and then come out and then punch that code in, right? What we have done is we have taken that experience and changed it to push a button, get a wash. Just 2 steps and you're done. You just come and you scan, you push a button on what you want to get. You don't have to pull out your credit card. You don't, just like a sort of an Uber-like experience. You remember, like, taxis before Uber came on, and now the Ubers I've taken, you don't even have to. I mean, I don't even carry my wallet nowadays. I just have the app, and I just, it knows where I'm going. It knows what card to charge, right? So it feels in I love to say, like, in a way, it feels like it's what we are doing. It's taking the customer experience from just like a transaction, right? So you're purchasing a wash, you're paying, to more of a experience of getting your car washed, because you don't have to take out the card. It doesn't feel like transaction anymore. It feels like getting a service. And because the card, we can remove that if you want to. You can just push a button, get a wash. It's a very cool experience. So the in-bay, in the in-bay automatic, owners who I talk to, they absolutely love what we're doing, because the customers love what we're doing. The customers have such a great experience in doing that, and just with a few clicks they can just purchase and they can just go. Yeah, so we can do the same thing for the self-serve owners as well. Right now, putting a timer, you are, again, pulling out the card, either buying tokens or buying different things to load it up, right? It's literally push a button, get a wash. That's it. Nothing else is required. It's just super seamless for the customers and the owners, where it really differentiates them in how many times the customer keeps coming back and how many times they want to do that. Like, I would say, if you have an in-bay location that has a credit card terminal, where you have to go, get a credit card versus, it's push a button, get a wash. Most people just push a button, get a wash, right? That's the experience that they will pick in, right? So yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Hard to make it any easier than that. It's like
yes,
you want as little friction as possible
well,
with that.
that's right, that's right.
So with the ongoing communication and the marketing messages afterwards, is it a similar game plan to the tunnel operators and how they're reaching customers? Like what type of ongoing communication should in-bay automatic and the self-serve operators have once they've established business with these customers?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, because we have the data of the customers that we interact with, right, for the in base, especially with in base, because there's no attendant, right, that attends the in bay that attends to the customer. So we can use that customer data and do simple things like, how is your car wash today? Most of the in bays obviously have gas stations attached to it as well. So, and they run offers on gas. Either it's 5 cents discount or 5 cents off a gallon of gas if you purchase a car wash, 10 cents off gallon of gas if you purchase a car wash, right? We can smartly target the customers and let them know that they have now discounts on gas that they didn't know. A lot of them may not even know that they had it. um so we can just upsell the customers on that as well. We can also do convenience store offers, right? So the goal is, a customer is going to come in for a car wash, but then you want to make sure that they know that, hey, if I purchase 10 gallons of gas today, I get 10 cents off. By the way, if I go to the convenience store, if I get a Coke or Pepsi or soda, I can get another soda for 50% offers, something like this, right? So you can tailor make the program, for the customers. So basically, they come in for a car wash, but then by the time they leave, they have purchased gas, they have bought something from the stores, and they leave much happier and feeling like they got much more bang for their buck. Essentially. So yes, definitely, there's stuff we can do to promote customers for the in-bay locations.
Sounds good, Ro. I appreciate you taking all this time for carwash.com. Just one more question
Yeah.
for you, and we'll let you get off the hot seat. But
Yeah.
do you have any advice for operators, either express tunnel operators, owners, or in-bay automatics? If they're planning the next 3 to 5 years, where should their focus be?
Um, I would, I think making technology your friend, I think is super, super critical. Understanding the customer better is super critical. Um, I don't think it's good enough anymore to say I'm washing 500 cars a day, right? I'm washing, 15,000 cars a month. We have to go deeper into what type of cars you're washing, who is coming in, how much money they're spending. How can we make sure that the customers who are the higher spenders keep coming back for more and more and more? How do you make sure that if you're an operator in a specific city that has many different locations in that city, you have the biggest market share in that city, right? Um, so I think going much deeper on specific customer persona is going to become super critical as you grow the business. Um, I I always talk about retention and churn with every single owner I talk to, because that is something that, even though it's on someone's mind, working to make sure that your retention is going up every single day and your churn's going down is super, super important. And I just don't think owners have enough time in the day to spend the type of time that's needed to track that metric. But again, that's where we can come in and we can help, right? That's where we have built everything that we have built to help them do just that. So I think these are the two things that they need to really spend more time on to scale and grow the business more.
For sure, yeah. Sounds like it's membership made easy, so it's a win for the operator. customers are enjoying perks and rewards along the way, and things
Yeah.
like we mentioned, they're already buying anyway. So why not
Yeah.
get those perks? So it's a win for the customer as well. Sounds like a win-win. And
Yep.
Ro, you spent a lot of time with carwash.com. I appreciate it today. Listeners, they could learn more and follow what you're building at that URL was way.com/carwash.
Yep.
And I appreciate you taking some time, Ro, for carwash.com. Congratulations on all this and your special announcement that you made here on Wash Talk today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rich. I enjoyed the conversation, and I've enjoyed watching you do this. And I thank you for everything you do for the car wash industry overall. So appreciate it very much.